classic reggae, just to name a few. Sundays is where you and your family can put your feet up, kick back, grab a glass of wine, and listen to some great music from our live DJs. Our phone lines are always open, so you can call us up and spread some love or requests. Our telephone number is 718-342-0510. Oh, by the way, don't forget about our Hot Topics, which starts at 6 p.m. with our live DJs. It's real hot and spicy. Please don't forget to download our free app for Android and iPhones. Or you can just log on to us and listen to us from anywhere in the world at www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Soul to Soul is sponsored by Wilmore Liquor, 1162 Wilmore Street, Brooklyn, New York. Queens of Queens Beauty Salon, 339 Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Mr. Copy King Incorporated, 341 Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. From our family to yours, happy Sunday.
I walk away from love once more. I do every time.
Vibes Up Radio HD app is now available for all smartphone devices. Download it now for free and take us with you wherever you go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or just log on to our website at www.vibesupradio.hd.com. That's the vibes on the streets. Now, back to the music on the #1 station that's rocking the streets. VibesUpRadioHD.com.
DJ Andrew.
Talk Time with Sharmin will air each and every Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. EST, right here on www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Sharmin is a passionate and dedicated motivational speaker and coach who travels across the United States motivating, empowering, and coaching individuals to reach their potentials. Sharmin brings life experience and education to her craft. She is currently working on her dissertation to complete her PhD in general psychology. So, do you need help getting to the next level, fulfilling your dreams, or achieving your goals? Tune in and meet Sharmin as she infuses the airwaves with knowledge and encouragement. Sharmin will discuss topics that are taboo and help us remove the masks that we wear to hide our experiences and truth. You can share your views and suggest topics of interest for Talk Time with Sharmin every Monday on www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Don't forget to download our free app on all your devices. Also, feel free to join in on the conversation by calling us up at 718-342-0510. Log on to www.vibesupradio.hd.com and listen live and share your thoughts on the discussion weekly. You are encouraged to use the chat box to add your input to the conversation. Welcome, Sharmin. Talk Time with Talk Time.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin, and I'm your host, Sharmin Prince. And tonight we have an exciting show for you. But before I tell you about the show, happy birthday to everyone that celebrated their birthday last week and have a birthday coming up this week. And I must say, a special happy birthday, belated birthday to our very own Magnum Captain. Happy birthday. May God continue to bless you and keep you, and may you walk in His will and fulfill His purpose for your life in your generation. And to anyone else that is celebrating their birthday or celebrated their birthday last week, God bless you and keep you. And I pray also that you realize the purpose God has you here and fulfill it during your generation and your lifetime. Reach me here. Guys, please share the video. And thank you for doing that. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I see a lot of people on the live feed already, so good night and thank you guys. Share the video. Tonight I have two guests, as I told you. Also, I'll be giving away some tickets to the Independence concert on Sunday, June 11th on Ralph Avenue after the Guyana Parade. I also have two tickets to see Richie Stevens. I may give that away at Milk River next week, Wednesday, because it's closer to Father's Day, and I want to give it away to someone who's going to take their father there. I'll be there, and maybe we can do a little meet and greet. If I have more than 10 people that will go, we might be able to get some discounted tickets and get a section for ourselves. So I'll decide by the end of the show how I'm going to give away those tickets. I actually have 10 tickets, 10 that I'm going to be giving away for the Unity concert. But I haven't decided yet how I'm going to do that, if I'm going to do a trivia. I don't know, I'll just decide. If you have any suggestions, share that on the live feed. However, tonight our first interviewee is Tori Talbert. She will be calling in from Texas. She said it's raining heavily there, so and Tori's gonna tell us about her experience with domestic violence by the hands of a police officer. I give that away. I wanted that to be, but yes, and also maybe that story calling. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin. Caller, you're live.
Hi, this is Tori.
Hi, Tori. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I was just telling our listeners that you'll be calling in shortly, and here you are. Thank you, actually.
Here I am.
Tori, thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for contacting us. Thank you for agreeing to be a guest.
Oh, you're very welcome. I appreciate being part of the show.
So, as I was just telling you guys that here we have Tori Talbert. Tori, can you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Yes, I am Tori Talbert. I'm the editor-in-chief of Blackline Entertainment Magazine and the founder of the Network of Women.
Okay. And can you tell us, I must share this funny story with you. I looked at the spelling and I'm like, is this black or black Q?
I have to always tell everyone, like when I send an email, when I talk, I always have to put in parentheses that it's black, B-L-A-C-K, because people will pronounce it, in various ways, so don't feel bad.
Okay. But I just thought it was funny. And then I said, no, it can't be black here, it's black. So you're the editor-in-chief of Black Line Entertainment Magazine. Can you tell us?
Correct.
Can you tell us a little about that magazine?
Well, it started about 3 years ago. I was a sports agent, and I met so many wonderful people, and I thought, one of the ways that I wanted to have a platform was to connect entrepreneurs with other entrepreneurs. And so I started Blackline Entertainment Magazine, and now it's actually turned into just sort of Blackline Magazine. And it's more of an empowerment magazine for women. And the first issue of Blackline Magazine for women will probably come out later this summer.
Very good. Why the change? How did it change from being an entertainment magazine to a women empowerment magazine?
Well, the thing about it, when you look at technology and you kind of follow the trends, I started noticing that the majority of the readers of the magazine were women. And so, of course, I'm going to go with where the trend is, and that's how it happened. And then, lo and behold, I was part of which is, sad to say, a domestic violence relationship. And it also gives me a platform to talk about what I went through, and also opens up the floor for other women as well to talk about what they went through. And so it just kind of started just because of the trend, and I want to follow the trend and keep it going.
Excellent. You mentioned about domestic violence. Do you want to share that with us?
I'm sorry, repeat yourself?
Do you want to share about, you just mentioned about your domestic violence. We're getting a serious feedback.
Yes, I was in a domestic violence relationship for about 12 years, and he was a police officer, and I was never protected because he was protected so much. And I went through this for 12 years, but the last year of that relationship is when I made up my mind that I was going to do something. I was going to get my power back, because I gave him literally my life, and I did whatever he wanted me to do. And so the last year of that relationship, I kind of kept it going. I didn't change what I was doing for the last year. I did exactly what he wanted me to do, but I knew that I had a bigger plan. And I made up a plan, and it took me 1 year to implement that plan. And I had already had a place. I saved money. I got an extra cell phone. I did everything that I could to equip myself so that when it was time for me to leave, I was leaving, and I was not going to look back, and I never did. And this happened from 1988 to 2000.
Wow. So you had an exit strategy.
I did.
And that included, because we may have listeners who are currently in a domestic violence relationship, and they might be afraid, because they're, of course, the batterer always uses power and control.
Right.
And they might be saying, I can't get out. I don't know what to do.
I said the exact same thing every day. 365 days a year, I said the exact same thing. But when you want your situation to change, you will make a way to change it. And that's what I did. I felt like financially, I felt like I couldn't get out. I felt emotionally I couldn't get out, because he had put it in my head that, no one was going to want me because I was skinny and I was unattractive and I didn't have any money. But, I'm like, I can't let those things bother me. But I think the biggest thing is that you have to make the decision to get out, and you can't depend on that person financially. There's things that you can do, that you don't have to depend on him financially. And like I said, when I made up my mind that I want my life, I don't want him to take it from me. I made the steps, and I did not look back. And that's what women have to do. They have to make it up in their minds that they are getting out of that situation, and they are not going to look back. They're going to be scared. I was terrified. I was terrified because I didn't know how I was going to do it financially, and I was terrified because I thought that he was going to come after me. But when you have a good plan in place, then there's nothing that women have to worry about, because you surround yourself with people that understand what you're going through, and there's also so many more or so much more resources available now than what I had. I literally just had myself and my little savings and the people that I told.
Okay. Can you guys on the live feed hear us? Because I'm sorry, Tori. Someone said it. I can hear the call. Okay. Tori, do you think that it is easy for a woman to come to that place? That place that is called enough is enough. I've had it. Is it easy for a woman who has been abused to come to that place where enough is enough?
It's easy to come to that place, but it's hard to stay there, because men will tell you, they'll tell you, I'm sorry, they'll apologize, they'll give you gifts, they promise that they won't do it again, and then you start all over again. And you have to not fall, you can't fall for that line. You can't fall for the lines or, I'll give you money, I'll take care of you. You can't fall for that. It's easy to get to that place and say enough is enough, but it's hard to stay there. If you can get there and stay there, then you're one step ahead of the game. And that's the hardest part, is staying in that place, in that arena where you made up your mind, and you don't care what he says, what he does, you are not going back.
Okay. My question, when you left that relationship, yes, you said you saved money. Did you move far away from the batterer?
I'm sorry, Sharmin, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, did you move away from the state or the city where the abuse took place?
Actually, no, I did not. I actually made up a plan where I told him that I was moving, because he was a police officer, so if I put anything in my name, he was going to find me. I left so many times, and every single time he found me. And what I did was, I actually told him where I was going. I just said that, we can still be in a relationship, but I'm going to stay here. And it was actually like 2 or 3 blocks from our house. But the thing is that a friend of mine was a real estate agent. And so we just sort of pretended that I lived there. And in the middle of the night, one night, I took all of my stuff and I left that place. So it was sort of like a safe house for me. And in the middle of doing all of that, I had an advocate, and we went to court. And we had been to court so many times that the last time the judge told him, he said, if I see you in my court one more time, I'm taking your badge and everything. And sure enough, while I'm making this transition, we go to court, and the judge was true to his word. He took his badge, and he was no longer able to be a police officer in the state of Texas. So my getaway included me. I had to be dishonest with him, but it didn't matter to me, because this is what was going to keep me alive.
Wow. Congratulations to you, because a lot of women, because their partners are in law enforcement, they would be afraid to go to their partner's body to actually file a report.
Oh yeah, I mean, I called the police so many times that every single time a police officer would come to the house, he would know who they were, and they would convince me not to say anything because they were like, you don't want him to lose his job. And at that time, I didn't want him to lose his job, but it got to the point where I didn't care. Him losing him keeping his job and me losing my life, that wasn't a good trade. So.
Wow. Wow. Well, I must say, I must compliment you for your bravery.
Thank you.
Because it takes a lot of courage and tenacity to do that.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I just came out with my story last October, and you know, I don't know right now. I cannot think of a word that is stronger than courage, like you said. But it takes so much. It takes courage. It takes will. It takes strength to leave a situation like that, especially when you know what he can do when he finds you. And I know that each time I was found, you know, I think the beatings were so bad, it just makes you not want to leave. But, you know, you have to know that there is something greater than that situation, and you have to sort of harness every will to know that. And a lot of people, a lot of women feel that because they know what the beatings are going to be like, they just get, you know, complacent or content and stay in that situation, because I did that for 12 years, so I know and I understand.
Now, being in a domestic violence, in that relationship for 12 years, what did it take from you?
You know, it took my personality, and I was this really, really upbeat and just, you know, lively person. And when I would go and hang out with my family, they would look forward to it. But he took that my personality away, and it got to the point where I was sad. Like, I was just sad all the time. Nothing made me happy. Nothing gave me joy other than my son. And so when you ask that question, I have to tell you that he turned me into the person that I didn't want to be. I was mad and unhappy and sad all the time.
Wow. And how did you overcome that sadness?
I think that when I was able to leave the situation, and when it got to the point after a couple of months of being away from him and feeling safe, I started to slowly get that joy back, because I felt good about life. I felt really good about what was coming. But it took a while. It took, I wanted something more than prayer, and there wasn't anything. And so I continued to pray, and I continued to surround myself with positive people. And slowly I began to go back to the person that I was. It's not easy by any means, but when you want your happiness and when you want your joy, you will make room in your life for it. And that's what I did.
How did you get back your self-confidence?
It's me hanging around positive people. It's me knowing that I am not those things that he said he was. And it's just me always finding joy and appreciating every little thing about life. It's so funny you asked that. I remember after going through a really, really bad beating, I looked out the window and I saw this little ladybug, and the ladybug was just crawling on this